My mother chose my cheating wife over me, then I discovered they had been plotting together for years to pass off another man's baby as mine. I'm Ethan, 27 male, and I never thought I'd be spilling my guts like this online, but the last year has turned my life into a train wreck I can't process alone. This is gonna be long, but I need to get it out, bear with me. I grew up in a house shadowed by loss. My little brother, Liam, died when he was 5 and I was 8, leukemia took him fast, and it broke my family apart. My mom, Margaret, Maggie to us, 52, was hit hardest. She'd always wanted a big brood, 4 kids, chaos, the works, but after Liam, doctors told her no more pregnancies, some complication that crushed her dreams. She changed overnight, became this overprotective shell, hovering over me like I'd vanish, yet always lamenting the daughter she never had. Ethan, I'd have named her Isabel, she'd say, eyes misty, buying frilly dresses for my cousin Julia and treating her like the girl she couldn't raise. My dad, Henry, 54, tried to hold her together, therapy sessions, weekend getaways, but Maggie's fixation on that lost daughter never faded. As a kid, I got it, her grief was raw, and I didn't mind her doting on Julia. It was just how she coped. 2 years ago, I met Sophie, 26, at a company barbecue. Our mutual friend Claire introduced us. She worked with Sophie, an admin assistant at some local outfit. Sophie was a stunner, blonde curls, sharp green eyes, this warmth that pulled me in like a magnet. Claire whispered later, she's fresh off a bad breakup, wants the real thing, family and all. We clicked fast, dates at the pier, late nights dreaming about a future with kids. When I brought her home to meet mom and dad, Maggie lost it, grabbed Sophie's hands, tears streaming, and said, "You're like me at that age, so vibrant." Henry just grinned, patted my back, "She's a keeper, son." From then on, Maggie was obsessed, lunches at the house, shopping sprees, calling Sophie the daughter I never had. Sophie ate it up, started popping by mom's even when I was stuck at work. Looking back, the red flags were screaming. Maggie'd push me, lock her down, "Ethan, she's perfect," and brush off my complaints when Sophie flaked on plans with vague excuses, work ran late. A friend needed me. I'd grumble, Maggie'd snap, "Don't smother her." After a year, I proposed, Sophie said yes. Maggie insisted on funding the wedding, my daughter deserves the best day. She took over, picked the venue, the flowers, even my damn suit, barely asking me. Sophie loved it, giggling with Maggie over cake samples while I sat there, a bystander at my own wedding. It was small, 30 people, close family, but elegant. At the reception, Sophie was distracted, glued to her phone. Nerves, I told myself. Henry pulled me aside, whiskey in hand. "You sure, Ethan? Something's off." I waved it off, too caught up in the moment. First 6 months of marriage were okay. I'm a software developer, pulling decent cash, so when Sophie quit her job to focus on family, I backed her up. She talked about volunteering, giving back while we tried for kids. That's noble, I thought, proud. But then Noah, 27, her old high school buddy, rolled back into town. She'd light up, we were tight, lost touch when he went to college. Coffee meetups started, helping him settle in. Maggie cheered it on, "She's so generous, Ethan." But they got frequent, late nights, her coming home with beer on her breath, excuses piling up, Noah needed furniture help. "He's got family stuff." I'd ask, "Why's it always you?" Maggie'd jump in, "Stop being controlling, she's kind." Henry tried warning me, "She's acting different, son." Maggie shut him down, yelled he was jealous of her bond with Sophie. Their fights got loud, Henry storming off, Maggie doubling down. It all blew up 2 weeks ago. I came home early, sick with a migraine, and found Sophie in our bed with Noah. My world stopped. They barely flinched, Noah smirked, Sophie sat up and said, "Guess we need to talk." I was shaking, grabbed a bag, and bolted to my parents. Expected a hug, some "we've got you." Instead, Maggie fretted over Sophie, "Mistakes happen, Ethan, forgive her for your marriage." She called Sophie right there, inviting her over to fix things while I sat, stunned. Henry argued, "Maggie, this is insane." But she waved him off. A week later, Sophie dropped she's pregnant. We hadn't been together in 2 months, I knew it wasn't mine. I told Maggie, "Timing's off." She exploded, "How dare you question her? DNA doesn't matter, family's family. Step up." I filed for divorce that day. Sophie fought it, Maggie bankrolled her, even testified against me in court. Ethan was absent, pushed her away. Absent? I've been grinding to keep us afloat. Maggie tapped her retirement savings for Sophie's legal fees, calling this baby her second chance at a granddaughter. Henry begged her to stop, she wouldn't. Judge ordered a paternity test post-birth, Maggie's still buying onesies, turning my old room into a nursery. My family's shattered. Henry's checked out, barely talks to Maggie. I'm reeling, how could my mom, who raised me on honesty, back my cheating wife over me? Sophie's playing victim, Maggie's her hype woman, and I'm the villain. Tests pending, but Maggie says I should raise this kid no matter what. I'm lost, angry, hurt, wondering if I ever knew her. Update 1. Things have gotten way worse since my last post, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. Writing this is the only thing keeping me from losing it. Thanks for being there while I sort through this chaos. Here's what's gone down in the last week. 2 days after I posted, Sophie showed up at my parents' house with a suitcase and a sob story. Her lease was up, she said, and with no job, she had nowhere else to go. Henry called me that night, voice tight, Ethan, she's here. Maggie's already turning your old room into a nursery. I wasn't surprised, Maggie's been Sophie's biggest fan since day one, but it still hit like a punch. Henry told me Noah bailed, blocked her number after she broke the pregnancy news. Not shocked, I'd heard through the grapevine that Noah's a runner, always dodging responsibility. Maggie didn't care, she went full grandma mode, dropping thousands from her and Henry's retirement savings on baby gear, a crib, clothes, even a custom Grandma Maggie rocking chair. Henry tried to stop her, Maggie, we can't afford this, what about our future? She fired back, this baby's our priority now, you're being selfish. Selfish? He's been footing the bill for her obsession while I'm over here filing for divorce. Family gatherings are unbearable now. Last weekend, Maggie dragged Sophie to Julia's birthday party, paraded her around, pregnant belly on display, introducing her as my pregnant daughter. She gushed to everyone about her first grandchild, acting like I'm not in the middle of a legal mess to prove it's not mine. She's got this group chat with Diane, Julia, and the other aunts, planning a baby shower, pink streamers, grandma's girl banners, like I don't exist. Julia pulled me aside after, furious, Ethan, what's Maggie doing? This is insane. I couldn't answer, just shrugged, numb. Half the family's eating it up, fawning over Sophie, the other half's whispering Maggie's lost her grip. Then Claire, the friend who introduced us, dropped a grenade. She called me Wednesday, voice trembling, Ethan, I can't keep this quiet anymore. You need the truth, she said. Sophie and Noah had been sneaking around for months before I caught them, using her volunteer work as a cover. No community center, just Noah's place. My stomach churned, but it got worse. Claire saw them, Sophie, Noah, and Maggie, having lunch at a cafe 2 months before I walked in on them. Maggie looked rattled when I showed up, Claire said. She called Noah Sophie's project friend. I didn't buy it, but I let it slide. I hung up, mind racing. Maggie knew? I drove straight to their house, fury burning. Maggie was in the kitchen, knitting a pink baby blanket, Isabel's color, no doubt. Sophie was napping upstairs. I didn't hold back, did you know about Noah? She froze, needle midair, then sighed. Yes, Ethan. For a couple months. No guilt, just fact. Why didn't you tell me? I shouted. She set the blanket down, eyes cold, because you'd leave her, and I couldn't lose this. She's giving me what I've always wanted, a daughter, a grandkid. You're tough, you'd survive. Survive? My chest felt like it'd cave in. You chose her over your own son. She didn't blink. Sometimes a mother has to make hard choices. Sophie needs me more. Henry walked in from the garage, heard it all. His face darkened. Maggie, you kept this from him? From us? She turned on him. You never understood, losing Liam, no girl. This is my shot. He slammed the counter, at Ethan's expense? Our son? She didn't respond. He stormed off, slept in the spare room that night. Family's fracturing fast. Julia's with me, says Maggie's acting like she did after Liam, unhinged. Diane, her sister, called, she's gone off the deep end, Ethan. I'm so sorry. But Maggie's digging in, told Paul and the uncles I'm abandoning my family over a small slip. Sophie's playing along, posted a teary selfie, single mom life, but I've got Maggie. Old friends piled on, Lucas screenshot it, they're trashing you, man. Push back. I can't, not yet. Work's a blur, took a sick day cause I couldn't focus. Started therapy Friday, counselor says this betrayal's not my fault. Sophie's due in 4 months. Maggie's all over her, baby clothes, doctor runs, like I'm a ghost. Henry's talking about selling the house, he's done. I'm waiting for that paternity test, but this cuts deeper than I thought. How do you grieve a mom who's still breathing? Update 2. I've been staring at this screen for hours, trying to process the last 48 hours. The baby's born, the truth's out, and it's a hell of a lot uglier than I thought. Thanks for sticking with me, this update's a wild one. Sophie went into labor 2 weeks early, yesterday morning. My phone lit up with 6 voicemails from Maggie, each one sharper. Ethan, your daughter's coming, get to the hospital. I didn't move. Henry kept me posted, healthy girl, 7 pounds 2 ounces, born at 3 a.m. Maggie splashed pics online before the dust settled, my first granddaughter, Isabel. No hint of the paternity test hanging over us. I held my breath for the results. They came this morning. I'm not the father, Noah is. Knew it deep down, but seeing it in black and white lifted a weight off my chest. I'm not tied to that lie. Then it all went off the rails. Around noon, Rachel, Sophie's sister, called, bawling, Ethan, I can't live with this anymore. I'm sorry. She dropped a nuke. Sophie and Noah weren't exes who rekindled, they'd been together secretly for 6 years, even before I met her. Noah wasn't into marriage or kids, so they hatched a scheme. Sophie'd marry a stable guy while keeping Noah on the side. Rachel said I was the target, good job, nice guy, easy mark. She picked you 'cause you'd stick it out, she choked. They planned to pass off Noah's kid as mine, figured I'd never dig. When I caught them, they scrambled, but the pregnancy was already rolling. Rachel sent screenshots, texts from before our wedding. Sophie, Ethan's clueless, Maggie's hooked. Noah, we're golden. My hands shook as I scrolled, years of lies staring back. The real kicker? Maggie knew. 3 months into our marriage, she borrowed Sophie's phone, saw their texts, flirty, plotting. Instead of telling me, she cornered Sophie alone. Rachel said Sophie played her perfectly, fed her a tale of true love with Noah, needing my cash to make it work. She promised Maggie a granddaughter, named her Isabel, Maggie's dream name from way back. Maggie swallowed it whole. She wanted that baby more than you, Rachel said. My own mom sold me out for a fantasy. I couldn't keep it in. Took the paternity results and Rachel's screenshots, blasted it all on social media, tagged every relative, friend, ex-buddy who'd called me a deadbeat. Here's the truth, I wrote. 6 years of Sophie and Noah, their plan to scam me, Maggie's cover-up. I'm out. Fallout hit fast, apologies flooded my inbox. Lucas, my high school pal, spread it wide, knew you weren't the asshole, man. Julia, my cousin, shared it, raging, Aunt Maggie's unhinged. Maggie's reaction floored me. She showed up at my apartment that night, wild-eyed. Henry was there, we'd been splitting a pizza, trying to decompress. She burst in, Ethan, this changes nothing. Izzy's innocent, DNA's just a number. I stared, hollow. You knew they were using me. For months. She didn't back down, just ranted, this is God's gift, my Isabel, my chance. Henry snapped, enough, Maggie. You've ruined us for this bullshit. She wheeled on him, you never got my pain, Liam, no daughter. He stood, voice like iron, I cared about Ethan. You threw him away. Then he dropped it, I'm filing for divorce tomorrow. Maggie crumpled, sobbed, begged him to stay, then flipped, screamed we're cruel, heartless. I said nothing, just watched her fall apart. Sophie tried spinning it, texted, I fell for you, Ethan. Was gonna ditch Noah. Lies. Rachel sent more, wedding day, Sophie to Noah, he's so gullible, Maggie's my puppet. Noah, grandma's our ace. They mocked me, her, while I vowed forever. Noah posted a Facebook apology today, to Sophie, not me, sorry I wasn't ready sooner, babe. I'm here now. No nod to the deceit, just a cheap Romeo act. Henry met his lawyer today, he's staying with me while it sorts out. Maggie's blowing up our phones, rage, tears, guilt trips. You're abandoning Izzy. She texted. I blocked her, Sophie, Noah, everyone. Daniel, my lawyer, says I'm clear, no paternity, no ties. That post was a slam dunk, he said. No court'll touch this. Families split, Paul and some old-timers back Maggie's family's family line, but most are out. Diane called, she's sick, Ethan. This isn't on you. Therapy's my lifeline, I'm pissed, but I won't let it define me. 7 years with Sophie, a lifetime with Maggie, all a sham. Henry's my rock now. Legal stuff's brewing, but I'm fighting for myself this time. Update 3. A lot's unfolded since my last update, and I'm still navigating the wreckage. The fallout from the paternity test and that social media bombshell has rippled through everyone involved, family, friends, the whole mess. Thanks for keeping me steady. Here's where things stand. Henry and Maggie's divorce finalized last month. Henry got half their savings, what Maggie hadn't already blown on Sophie and the baby, and the judge didn't hold back. When Daniel, my lawyer, showed the court bank statements of Maggie siphoning retirement funds to prop up Sophie, he called it grossly irresponsible. She had to sell their house to split the assets, snagged a cramped condo 3 blocks from Sophie's new place. Says it all, really. Henry's been bunking with me since, and he's like a different guy, hitting the gym, swinging clubs at the golf course, even started seeing Grace, a woman he met there. Over coffee last week, he said, "Ethan, I haven't felt this alive in decades." Maggie's fixation was suffocating. He confessed it predated Sophie, Liam's death warped her, and he'd been dodging the truth too long. Sophie and Noah's happy couple facade collapsed spectacularly. They moved in together post-paternity reveal, posted pics of little Izzy, all grins, but it tanked fast. Noah lost his warehouse job after his boss's wife saw my post, caught him faking sick days to sneak around with Sophie during our marriage. No paycheck, no stability. Sophie tried working, hit up local shops, cafes, but her reps shot. Lucas says nobody'll hire her, she's poison, man. They're scraping by on gig work and Maggie's handouts. Rachel texted me, they're at each other's throats, Noah won't even hold Izzy. I didn't respond, just noted it. Maggie's still deep in grandma mode, like it's her lifeline. She watches Izzy 4 days a week, burning her last savings on toys, clothes, even a pro photo shoot, her and Izzy in matching outfits, caption Grandma's joy. She's got new social media accounts after most ditched her old ones, now it's a daily Izzy shrine. Here's the wild part, she's telling folks she masterminded Sophie and Noah's reunion, claiming she saw their soulmate spark and made it happen. Diane called, livid, she's rewriting it, says she's a love hero. It's nuts. A few distant cousins buy it, Maggie's so noble. But most see the delusion. Then the curveball hit. Sophie's lawyer emailed Daniel last Tuesday, would Ethan consider adopting Isabel? Noah's flaking, and Sophie's drowning. I laughed, harsh, cold. She thinks I'll rescue her after this? Maggie piled on with a long email. Ethan, this could mend us. Izzy needs a dad, you're the best man for it. Mend us? She lit the match. I forwarded it to Daniel, no reply. Rachel sent a screen cap, Sophie to Noah, Ethan's not biting, you're up. Noah, not my problem now. Predictable. Maggie's sinking deeper. Henry's lawyer dug up that she's borrowing from relatives, emergencies, she says, then slipping it to Sophie and Noah for rent and diapers. Paul cut her off when he found out, called me, she's broke, Ethan, wasted it all. Family's bailing, Julia, Diane, even Paul's crew. Her condo's a pink fortress, Izzy's toys everywhere, but it's lonely. She posted last week, my son and husband deserted me for loving my granddaughter. Crickets, no likes, comments off. Rachel says she's cracking, yelled at Sophie over a messy diaper, then sobbed all day. Sophie's talking about bolting, Maggie's too much but she's got no options. The twist? Noah rolled back into town yesterday. Lucas spotted him at a bar, hammered, boasting he'd win Sophie back with a new job. Rachel says they're trying again at Maggie's place. Henry heard and sighed, she'll never wake up. I don't give a damn, blocked them all ages ago. Anyone passing messages gets cut, had to ditch a work pal who slipped me a note from Maggie. Silver lining? Henry and me, we're solid. Dinners a few nights a week, real talks. He's my foundation, says Maggie's choices aren't my burden, her grief twisted her long before this. Works humming, nabbed a raise, scoping a house far from Maggie's mess. Started dating Olivia casually, coffee turned into a pier walk last week. She's clueless about this saga, and I like it, fresh slate. Therapy's my guide, I'm not that sucker who'd take a knife for a lie anymore. Learned families who stands by you, not blood. Some push forgiveness, Maggie's hurting from Liam. Sure, but picking Sophie's scam over me? That's her call. I'm not bending. Next update'll wrap this, I'm almost clear. Update 4. Thanks for propping me up through it all, your support carried me to this point. The last few weeks tied up every thread, and I'm walking away with my head high. Here's how it ended. Sophie and Noah's reunion blew up fast. Last Monday, Rachel, Sophie's sister, sent me the rundown. Noah moved into Maggie's condo, swearing he'd step up with a bouncer gig at some sketchy bar. 2 shifts in, he got canned, decked a drunk patron in a brawl. Sophie lost it, screamed he'd ruined their chance, kicked him out. Rachel said Maggie tried to mediate, he's just lost, give him time. Sophie wasn't buying, snapped, you're as useless as he is. Noah split, left town again, no trace. Lucas saw him hitching out, bag slung over his shoulder, looked like a beaten dog, man. Sophie's back to square one, holed up at Maggie's with Izzy, no job, no lifeline. Maggie's house of cards fell too. She'd been funneling cash to them, borrowed more from Paul, claiming it's for Izzy. He demanded repayment when Noah bailed, she was tapped out. Paul called me, she's broke, Ethan, poured it all into that disaster. Family's done, Julia, Diane, even Paul's old guard cut ties. Her condo's an Izzy museum, pink walls, toys stacked high, but it's a lonely echo chamber. Last week, she posted a tirade, my son and husband left me for loving my granddaughter. Zero traction, comments off, likes dead. Rachel says she's fraying, snapped at Sophie over a tipped sippy cup, then bawled for hours. Sophie's talking about ditching, Maggie's unhinged but she's got no exit. Legal's wrapped. Daniel finalized my divorce Tuesday, no support, no strings. Sophie didn't fight, too busy flailing. Daniel grinned, that evidence was airtight, she had no play. Henry's divorce settled too, Maggie kept the condo, he got peace. He moved out last weekend, rented a sharp 1-bedroom near my new spot. I signed a lease Saturday, 2-bedroom house, big yard, miles from Maggie's orbit. Took Henry and Izzy's old crib there, it's ours now, clean slate. Work tossed me a bonus, boss said, you've earned it, surviving this. I'm stashing it for later. The twist hit Friday. Maggie showed up at my office, first time I'd seen her in months. She looked like hell, hair a mess, clutching an Izzy photo. Ethan, please, she pleaded. Come back, be a family. Izzy needs you. I kept cool, therapy's drilled that in. You made your choice, Maggie. Not me. She cried, I lost Liam, I couldn't lose her too. I cut in, you lost me instead. Deal with it. She shoved the photo at me, I didn't touch it. You're my son, she rasped. Was, I said, and turned away. Security hauled her out, she wailed the whole way. Henry heard later, said, that's not the woman I loved. She's gone. Sophie tried a last gasp, left a voicemail Sunday, Ethan, I screwed up. Noah's out, can we talk? Blocked her mid-word. Rachel says she's spiraling, blaming Maggie, Noah, hitting up old flames for cash. Izzy's 6 months old, stuck in their chaos. I ache for her, she didn't ask for this, but I'm not her fix. Maggie's still posting grandma's joy pics, but the audience is gone, family's out, friends too. Diane sent me a check, Maggie's old debt to her, for your house, Ethan. She's lost it. Henry's blooming, Grace is over tonight, I'm cooking. We laugh more, rebuilt what Maggie burned. Seeing Olivia casually, coffee turned into a peer stroll last week. She's new to my story, and I'm okay with that, slow steps. Therapy's my North Star, I'm not that guy who'd bleed for a lie anymore. Blood's not family, loyalty is. Maggie's pain was real, but her betrayal? That's hers to carry. Some say forgive, she's broken from Liam. Maybe. But I'm not her crutch. This is it, book closed. Keys in hand, Henry beside me, future open. Sophie and Maggie can sing together, I'm not their lifeline. Thanks for everything, folks, I'm free.